Alright, hey, good afternoon there, everybody. I'm going to do a quick video here. This is kind of out of the normal from my usual videos that I post. I'm usually doing something automotive-wise, usually in particularly diesel. But this one goes out to everybody out there seeking to quit nicotine. The use of nicotine it's a son of a gun. I'm telling you, it's a son of a gun to get over and to overcome and take control back of your own life. So again, I'm just going to go over a quick couple steps here that I have written a list out that helped me. And I really hope that it helps you, and I hope that everybody here benefits from this video. And please, positive comments, because the newcomers that come on, just, take a scroll down, look at the comments or positive feedback. It'll encourage them and give them, some hope that, hey, other people have benefited from this video too. So, let me give it a shot and I can do the same. We're all entitled to a nicotine-free life, a healthy lifestyle. That's what we're all entitled to, and that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm just trying to help everybody out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and readjust this camera here one time. And I do have a list. I do have a list here that I have, and I'm going to go down here. Now, I apologize if I'm moving too fast. I'm kind of here. I'll try to keep it slow for everybody. Those of you that watch my videos faithfully, I'm a little bit of a fast speaker here. So, okay. First step that you need to do is you need to know why you want to quit. Usually, those of us that use nicotine every day, we don't think about quitting unless something's brought to our attention, or unless we realize something, or the doctor tells us something, or one day, you might have a newborn or something, and you don't want to smoke around them. There's something that's going to trigger something inside of you is why you want to quit. Not just, hey, it could be either I want to quit, or you need to figure out why you want to quit. For me, it happened in the opposite sequence. It went, why I want to quit. One day, now I did use both. I used cigarettes. I quit those cold turkey. And for the past 8 years after that, I've been using dip. Dip in a can. Let me go through here with smoking real fast. I'm going to touch on smoking real quick. I would notice if I pulled a double burner, 2 in a row, I'd get kind of nauseous, get a headache for sure. So one time, I'm like, I'm finished smoking. I'm tired of smelling like an ashtray, even though I can't smell it, other people can. I'm tired of having this, this feeling up here in the bridge of my nose that I just, is kind of getting harder to breathe, through my nose anyways. So I had this wise idea. I smoked, I think, about 6 or 7 cigarettes in a row. Got sick as a dog. And ever since then, I've never touched cigarettes after that again, period. That was the end of it for me. And for me, that was enough. Unfortunately, for everybody out there, that's not going to work. And I wouldn't recommend that unless you feel that's appropriate for you. You know you, I don't know you. I know what worked for me, and that's all I'm doing is I'm just here sharing my advice and what worked for me. So I want to move into chewing tobacco, and it's really apply these concepts whether you're a smoker, a snuff, spit tobacco, or dip, whatever kind of form of nicotine you use. Try to take what I'm about to tell you and apply it to you and find your own substitutes, things that help you. All right, so moving right along, I had to identify why I wanted to quit, right? And it wasn't even something that I just sat down and said, man, why do I want to quit? I didn't even want to quit. It just stumbled across. I got a brand new can, packed it up, put a dip in, looked at the can before I put the lid on, and I noticed something at the bottom of the can. I'm like, what is that? And it was like a real thick, kind of fluid-like deal there. And I'm like, it kind of reminded me of syrup, and almost like molasses maybe, something like that. And it just started getting my mind thinking like, man, what kind of crap did they put in this? That's disgusting, and that's going in my body. And from there, I've always had a phobia, a strong phobia, and still do, of heart failure. I've had I'm not going to get into that now, but I've had a close call with something that had to deal with the heart before, and it just totally freaked me out. So I just started thinking, like, oh, this tar at the bottom of my can of chew, what if that stuff is in every can, but just not as obvious, and, that plaque has been building up around my heart, and oh my God, and blah, 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 I gotta quit. That's when I came to my conclusion. That's why I want to quit. I want to avoid and prolong heart failure the best of my ability by having a more healthy lifestyle. Now, I do work out 4 to 5 times a week, and I am a runner. Usually anywhere between 2 to 3 miles, 2 to 3 times a week. So, not extreme, and, but, I do get a good cardio in every week. So that's why I wanted to quit. That's what introduced the idea into my mind. You need to quit, and this is why. Second step is stay committed to that. You have to you need the desire to want, nicotine out of your life. You have to have that desire, or you will fail. You need to want, and you must commit to quitting, to ridding yourself of this burden. Those are the 2 biggest things. You have to have reasons, so you can fall back on either or. Oh man, I don't know if I want to quit anymore. You fall back on your why. If you're like, oh, I don't even know, why I wanted to quit to begin with, but it doesn't matter because I'm already committed to quitting. You understand? They go hand in hand, and you can fall back. When you lose touch with one, you fall back on the other. Your commitment and your reasons. It could be because of a family member, usually children, something to live for, whatever your reasons are. Those were just my reasons as I seen that stuff, and I'm like, heart failure. I started, geeking out about that pretty hardcore, and I didn't want that. So, I mean, whether that happens later on in my life, more than likely, yeah. But maybe I was able to prolong it by making this lifestyle decision now. All right, first thing that I needed to do in order to get myself off of nicotine is I had 8 dips a day, 8 to 10 dips every single day for the past solid 8 years of my life. So it was like clockwork. I got to work, 15 minutes later at 7:15, boom, had a dip in my mouth. Then boom, 1 at 9, and so on and so forth throughout the day. It was like clockwork. It's almost like my body knew. Even on the weekends, I wouldn't wake up, and throw one in right at 7 o'clock. I would just get in my routine. I'm usually up by 6:30 on the weekends anyway, and just get in my routine, have coffee, and I go outside to start working, and boom, throw a dip in. It just became a habit, and clockwork, like I said. So for me, I lowered my intake. I went from 8 times a day to once a day. And I did that for a week. That first day, trust me, it's going to be hard. I'm not even saying you have to do it once a day, but even if you cut that in half, even if I would have cut that, it's all about how fast you want to quit. Some people can quit cold turkey. If you make that commitment and you are so strong and your why is so important to you, I guarantee anybody watching this video, myself included, I probably could have done this, is have the mental agility to just say, no, I am finished. Throw that can out the window, or smash that pack of cigarettes with a hammer and say, you, I am done with you. I don't need you in my life anymore. You have to, for me, what helped me is I just went to 1 a day, 1 dip a day. And I did that for a week. And it was hard. I chose to do that at 4:30 in the afternoon. So from the time I woke up, which is 5 in the morning, till 4:30, is when I had my first dip, and I didn't have anything till I went to sleep, which is anywhere between 9:30 and typically 11:30 on a work night, or a weeknight, excuse me. So lowering your intake is a must. In my opinion, that's what helped me. And again, I'm sharing my story, what helped me, and I hope it helps you. And I have faith in all of you. I really do. Nicotine in the body and nicotine in the brain. Okay, I see this addiction as a two-part addiction, a physical and a mental. Biggest being mental. Your body does not need nicotine. You are born without nicotine in your body. You don't need nicotine to survive. There's people that live their entire life without smoking, dipping, ever having nicotine or tobacco or anything like that, and might I add, they survive. So it is not a need. It is simply up here your brain is telling you I need. I know you hear it all the time. Man, I need a dip. Or, man, I need a cigarette. Oh, I can't believe after that meeting I need a cigarette now. Or, oh, I'm drinking coffee. I need a cigarette to go with my coffee. It's not nothing you need. It's what you're telling yourself you need. Now, when I say it goes with the body, you do get cravings. That is a physical part. That is a physical. Your body's telling you, for me, my stomach, I could have just eaten, but it feels like there's a void in my stomach that's never satisfied until I put that dip in my mouth. Or back when I was smoking, had that cigarette. That's what satisfied that, and that's the physical part that I want to tell you. That is the physical part of the addiction, and no more, no less, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm not a doctor by no means am I a doctor. But that is the physical part. Everything else, it's mental. You need to have the mental agility, and I'm losing sight of the focus. I'm losing focus here, and I'm going to get back into it right now. Mentally, what I did in order to satisfy that craving is I found something that satisfied that craving that wasn't nicotine. And just so happened for me that it was wild berry lifesaver gummies or tropical flavored Skittles. Those two things kind of filled that void for me. And I'm not even going to say it did it physically. I'm 99.9% I had to trick my brain into saying this will satisfy that craving. Instead of me reaching for a dip, I will reach for a handful of Skittles, reach for a handful of gummies. That is what I am replacing nicotine with. I am replacing that can of tobacco with this bag of Skittles. That is what I am doing. And I kind of had to train you change your thought process a little bit. And that alone, everybody, that alone, when you change your thought process, that alone is going to help you be so much more successful. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, it's not easy. There's times where you're going to be vulnerable and you're going to be like, man, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I can do this. I need, I'm going to go to the store and get it. And I'm going to give you a story. I did go to the store about 2 days after I had absolutely no more nicotine. 2 days right after work, boom, went right down to the mini mart real close to my job. I bought a can. I packed it, I opened it up, and I thought long and hard. I'm like, do you really want to throw all this progress away? You've been 2 days without this stuff. Remember your commitment. You don't want this in your life. This can't control you. You cannot allow this to control you. And I stared at that can and debated whether I was going to do it or not for a good solid 3 minutes. And I kid you not, it was a good solid 3 minutes just looking like a loony bin, staring at a can of tobacco. I'm sure everybody else walking by my vehicles like, well, what's up with this guy, man? Should we call the cops? He looks all whacked out. But it all comes back to that commitment. My commitment to my family, to myself, was strong enough for me to just grab that can. I squeezed it as hard as I could. I probably did more damage to my nerves in my hand than I did the can. But I got out of the vehicle, threw it in the trash can, got in my truck, and just drove home. It was probably the hardest decision I was faced with since quitting. And you know what? I felt so much better after driving off. That's when I realized I am no longer controlled by nicotine. I am now free. I am now, no longer dependent on nicotine, tobacco, period. I don't need it. The curse is over. The weight has been lifted from my chest. And each day gets so much easier and easier and easier as every day goes by. So make sure you have a substitute for your nicotine, and my golly, you got to fight those cravings, folks. Like I said before, if it was easy, everybody would do it. You have to stay strong and stay positive and fight those cravings. It's been four and a half weeks now since I have had zero nicotine, tobacco, nothing like that. And I feel amazing. I can feel a huge difference in my body. It's like I'm rejuvenated. I feel almost like I did, like I did 10 years ago before I even started using nicotine. I just feel great. And I know each and every single one of you watching this video can achieve the same thing. And I wish you all the best, and I know you're going to do good. Again, I'm going to ask everybody, share your experience down here in the comments. If this video helped you, please let me know that. Let the new viewers, first-time viewers viewing this video know that. Let them go down and see, oh, wow. Let them see that positive and help them, achieve their healthy lifestyle just as you and I have, So, again, I wish you all the best, and, I have faith in you. I have confidence.